Hey everyone, and welcome back to the School Projects Available Commentary Series. This is episode number 18, I think. And I have someone in the Discord call with me.
Hello, my name
That
is
it,
Shawn.
yes, the Shawn man has arrived, aka Fallen Ranger, which I'll definitely leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description down below
I
if you want to
guess
see
the
more
one that I
people.
don't upload to.
Yeah, I mean, if
Eventually,
you.
once I get better internet, I do plan on streaming every once in a while, so that might be nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know if you. Yeah, I didn't tell you this, Sean, but I actually did get a brand new, decent computer setup.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's actually a desktop PC, mind you, and it actually works well. I've been playing Minecraft on a bi-monthly basis, so if you decide to stream Minecraft, I can possibly join you. Anyways, that's not the focus of this video. This focus is gonna be on the next project that we're gonna cover for our school projects. This is actually the fourth out of the final 9 episode saga that I'm recording on in terms of recording dates, because there's actually three that I'm planning on recording with Joe. I don't know if you remember Joe, Sean, that guy with long
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was up for recording a few episodes, but he's not gonna be available until like a few weeks since he has some assignments to do. So this is the fourth one out of the 9 we're recording out of order here, and I figured I could get Sean up because he doesn't have as much time apparently. So the next project we're gonna cover out is gonna be our second 45-minute video, aka what I label here as birdology. This took place, just like the last project that I told you guys about. This took place on a day where majority of the students have been gone because they went to the state football game, and then there was a limited amount of students left at the school because they apparently all of us pretty much had to go to school apparently. I think the only students that was left was me, Liam, and you, Sean. So the three of us decided to form a group and just film like a random video. So, but it was also on a half day apparently, so we have 45 minutes to film it. And since we're talking about this, what's your opinions on this project so you can tell out to the audience that's watching?
I mean, I feel like it's similar to a lot of the older projects where at the time it was really fun to film, but in retrospect, obviously we were younger then, so things are generally not going to be the best quality.
Yeah, I can agree with you there, because like we had a lot of fun, but we weren't really the best at like the way that we like filmed it and then like the way that we edited it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's kind of even more accentuated because we only had 45 minutes to do this whole project.
Yes, exactly. I even sent this video to an online brother of mine who does art, and like when he reviewed this video, he actually went to class for like video production classes and for learning how to operate with computers and learning what like the exact computer parts they use that they should go for. He was of course extremely critique about this project that we did together. Yeah, there was definitely tons of points, especially on my edit because I was the only one that plays music in my video. So in some parts you could barely hear what we're saying, apparently.
Yeah, I do remember that being a big problem.
Yeah, because well,
We
another
did not
factor to
have the
this,
best placement for microphones or anything.
we actually didn't even bring a professional microphone with us when we should have.
Yeah, that was definitely the most glaring mistake.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. So we did look back in this video 2 years ago when I showed you several of these projects just for us to react to, but would you want us to look back at this again, or just get straight down to the to like each clip that we have here?
I mean, I'm kind of just down for whatever you have planned.
Okay, well, I am since we're talking on Discord and not like together, because the last two times that we did videos together was he was actually at my house, but because of the way that our world is in an uncertain state, we're talking on Discord, and I plan to have you in a couple of more future episodes. If we can get the third person to be free in December, so yeah. Anyways, I'm always screen sharing like the movies and TV app, which is basically the normal video player on Windows. I was doing a test with him to be able to see if his internet could work fine, and apparently it works fine for him. But we're at the lowest setting in terms of sharing it, with a 720 at 15 FPS, so
You know
things are
what?
gonna be
As
smooth for him. But
As long as it's good on your end, that's all that matters.
anyway, I mean, it will be good on my end because my computer is uh, powerful, and unfortunately for you, I have better internet. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Soon
so
though.
we're gonna go over
I
this
shall.
video here and talk about like stuff. If we want to point stuff out, then feel free to. So this is basically my edits, and I placed in the text here. This video serves as a spin-off sequel to this video that was made last year. You may remember what that one was.
Kill it! You're dead to us!
So yeah, guys, this video was made as a spin-off sequel to the Smoke Detective video that I made a year prior to this.
I
Now,
was
we'll have to...
not a part of.
Yeah, what was that,
One of
Shawn?
my.
Is there something wrong on your end?
I do believe that is my brother complaining. So this is definitely ruining the internet for him.
Oh no. Well, we're gonna try to get through this as fast as we can. Um, so yeah, that's another problem, with this internet. But yeah, just to get over the gist of this is a direct, well, not direct, but spin-off sequel to the Smoke Detective that I made a year prior, and it includes one of your friends in the Shawn, Josh Krause.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was not in that class with him.
You were in video production, but not in my blog. You were in like a different
Yeah,
blog.
I was in a different one with other friends. I think I had Joe in that class as well.
Yeah, I believe you did because like I didn't have Joe in my class, so you probably must be in your class and
Yeah.
amongst Nick and some other guys as well. Anyways, of course we started the video with me just coming down. Now since I did appear in this, since I did appear in the Smoke Detective video, I apparently appear as the same character I was, just not giving a damn care because I didn't hear the beeps from Smoke Detectives. This is also I was also in the phase where I was trying to grow out my hair. Well, facial hair, trying to grow a beard. All I could grow was like a mustache here. And then we have Shawn here.
Yep.
He just wrote bird
Ugh.
on the board.
Bird. Yes, bird. That is all you need to know is bird. Nothing else is important. Just bird.
Yes, exactly. Let's see here. And then you just drew some random scribbles on the board as well.
Yeah. Nothing ever really meant anything. Just kind of. I'm just doing stuff for the sake of looking like I'm doing something.
Alright.
And then
What
there's
are
the
you
very
doing?
clear issue that's probably happening right now of the microphone being very, very badly placed. So we didn't bring an extra one.
Yeah, like
We didn't bring the.
I think I can only hear what you're saying here because like headphones and stuff like that. I don't know if you're wearing headphones
Yeah,
at the
it's.
moment.
I am, yeah.
Okay, well I mean I guess
I
the video signal isn't like transferring the audio pretty much well, so I don't know.
This video
Uh,
just the recording was just really quiet because the lack of proper microphones. Because
yeah,
remember the camera was across the entire room.
not to mention that this room that we were in, it was
It
like
was
2 stories
big.
tall. It was 2 stories tall, by the way, and where we placed the camera was on the higher floor, where you were on the lower floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also
Basically
like
on another floor the camera was.
yeah, basically with
So
the
even with me trying to like speak up a little bit, we still could like barely make out. You could barely make out what I'm even saying.
yeah,
At
that
least
was
not until the closer up shots, but for like a lot of this, it's like really far away.
yeah, that wasn't really the best placement here. But anyways, what I was about to say is that like what you said there, you said that this was a masterpiece. What? A
Yes, the word
masterpiece,
bird.
bro.
The bird is a masterpiece.
Alright, and then I asked, what are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
I'm a professor of birdology. I'm studying the tendencies of these so-called catbirds that kill your friends.
You probably couldn't
have-
even tell what you were saying.
I cannot hear what I'm saying. That's just me having to turn up Discord or something.
Yeah. Well, basically what you
Why
said
is the
was,
stream volume?
I am professor of birdology that's studying the tendencies of these so-called catbirds that killed your friends. because yes, they're all my friends, and because I'm playing the same character, you apparently refer to them as my friends, of course. And ironically, I just realized, ironically, the setting where this takes place was the same setting where Liam and Josh die with the bird.
I do remember that. Yeah, they did that in the. It was like the corner of the room up there, like the other side from where the camera's facing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they confronted them on like this side, but the corner, and then all of a sudden, we didn't actually film like the fight happening because how could we with the fake bird? Um, so yeah, just imagine the fight going intense, and then all of a sudden the bird dies in that corner, and then Josh and Liam were just lying down on the desk on the other side of this room. Yeah, that's what happened. So then I go downstairs, and I take a seat because I've been really intrigued by what you have to offer for me.
Now, by altering the bird DNA here, we have been able to train the birds to do whatever we please. Anything from fetching items from
I'm glad I can finally hear myself.
places or to even
Now that the camera's not across the room, but only halfway across the room.
I see.
Now, you've seen what that's like firsthand. Undoubtedly.
Oh no, now the stream's kind of dying a little bit.
Oh no.
Oh no,
Medical research.
it's fine now.
We have been able to do many more things since then. And we've even been able to start training them to be soldiers. That could be wonderful.
The soldier birds.
Yes. I remember you said back in the last video that we did that you said that was the greatest idea that you have ever came up with.
The greatest idea known to man. You train birds to kill people. They never expect the birds. They'll
Yes.
think it's a carrier pigeon, but the only thing that's it's carrying is death.
Yes, exactly. Would you guys watching this video actually want to see bird soldiers? Let us know.
Use it! What? What are you doing in my classroom all of a sudden?
Nothing.
Get out of here!
He chased after Liam.
This is
No,
mine!
not Liam.
This is mine! Ah, I missed again!
I feel like I'm committing murder right now.
Doesn't he, so?
Both
Well, I
of
mean-
him and of just the art of videotaping.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
You do a tissue box at me now.
Much. My master plan. You must
Just the complete 180 of just like, yes, you can see this. Oh no, you've seen too much. Die.
You're not doing it for me.
Yes, exactly. Because he realized too late that he didn't want people to know.
All this nonsense.
And then later, Liam comes in. Would say that he's the actual professor, and that you're just some crazy professor that wants to create your army of bird soldiers like you. Also, if you guys can tell that DNA, that was actually erased initially, but we had to redraw it, so it looks incorrect as compared to the last shot.
What are you doing to my research?
And there you
Who
are.
are you? I'm the professor.
No, I'm the professor.
No, you are not. Here.
Just a marker.
Yeah, it was a Marco. And then Liam looked at the camera.
Marker at me.
No, I threw a marker at him.
You said that Liam was a terrible thrower because of that. Get out of my classroom! Out!
Research. God. Perhaps it was a bad idea to write it all on whiteboard.
Oh, that was
Yes.
back when I was growing out my beard.
Yes,
I haven't-
now I was
I
trying to grow
haven't-
out my beard, but
I haven't tried to grow out a beard in so long.
yeah, me either. I was actually gonna plan on going it out for this November because No Shave November, but I think because of because of the jobs I got, I think they wouldn't stand well if I tried to grow facial hair. So unfortunately, it's gonna be more clean shaven face for me. But anyways, yeah, here's my list of large amount of credits. I don't know why I put special guest Josh Quasi here, even though he only appeared in archive footage.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense if he's like, even in there in the first place.
Yeah, I guess so. And still at a time where I thought that using Undertale music was gonna be useful, but now it's debatable because I don't even know if it actually makes the videos good. When I should just use like Kevin McLeod music or whatnot.
Was it Kevin McLeod? Is it?
His pronunciation is debatable
McLeod?
amongst a lot of people. I used to call
Oh.
it, I always call it Kevin McLeod because of the way that was spelled. Now people think it's Kevin McLeod or MacLeod or whatever. I used to just say it Kevin.
He's the
McLeod.
royalty-free music guy.
Yes, he is. And basically, the music that Lane always uses. You may remember such tracks such as Sneaky Snitch, Scheming Weasel, Cypher, Carefree. Yeah, basically a bunch of the music that you hear on YouTube is basically him, because royalty free. But yeah, now that we got over this video here, let's go over the actual raw files, or the original footage of this video, because there were definitely a few takes that wasn't featured in the final product, of course. So let's get over that.
Walk up the stairs in 3, 2, 1, action. Spencer, you can walk now. Yeah, you can walk now.
I didn't know when I should exactly walk up the stairs until like Liam clarified that I should walk up the stairs. Can't we? Also, this hoodie, I don't have those strings anymore because they fell apart. Yeah, I just want to point that out because I still have it, but unfortunately the strings are not there. So let's get over to the next shot here. I don't know how they were able to give me a signal on when I should walk up because, you know, you're filming the camera from inside the door, yet I'm outside the door. I can't really hear them from there, so I'm not sure.
Time for
Alright.
3, 2, 1, acción.
Liam going all Spanish apparently. So yeah.
No.
Multicultural.
Multicultural indeed. I actually am learning a second language in one of my college classes, Japanese.
Cool. Ooh.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. Maybe I should teach you some Japanese every once in a while.
That would be helpful because sometime I have no clue when, but sometime in the future, me and some friends do plan on visiting Japan for like a few days or a week or so. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. Maybe I can tag along and actually be able to help out. Who knows? Yeah. At least there was a hole there so I could be able to know when he gives a signal that I should enter the room. But yeah, going back as to like Shawn being a different video production class like a year prior, I had to give him a short summary so that he could have an idea on how to approach this as well. So, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
You can't just go in blind.
Yeah, we're kind of going in blind. And now we have this shot where you're just saying what you just said a bunch of random stuff, right? I mean, I know it's hard to tell by the audio, but you just said a bunch of random stuff, if you remember, right?
It's been so long. I don't remember.
Well, wow, I can't believe you don't remember even after 4 years of this.
I can't remember because it's been 4 years, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you were all quiet there, so I would assume you were just saying a bunch of random stuff.
I had a feeling I'd probably like had an idea of some kind of thing I'd want to say, but I just kind of half wing it.
Half wing it. Okay.
Because that's kind of what happened in the ABS news for that like campfire scene. Is like I knew the gist of what I wanted to say, but I'd sort of like paraphrase it every time we reshot it, and that was definitely kind of a mistake. That is something where a proper script would definitely have helped more.
Yeah, that's the thing with all these videos, guys. I don't know if I say this in one of my previous episodes, but all these videos, all the projects that we've worked on, they're all improv. We don't come up with any actual script or anything. We just come up with whatever lines that we could think of that could actually work for this shot, for this scene. So
I mean,
that,
for a project like this where it's only 45 minutes to make, that's all you can really do. But for like proper projects, definitely it helps more to make more of a proper script.
mm-hmm.
Improv can be good sometimes, but definitely like try and make a script if you can.
Yes, that's the keynote for any aspiring director or like scriptwriter. Come up with an actual script. If you come
Yeah,
in,
any like video producer of any kind,
mm-hmm.
scripts are incredibly important.
Yes, exactly. So that you could actually have a great, like a valued idea on how to approach the scene and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, just to continue off with this video clip here, you say that it's a masterpiece,
Ah, yes.
and then
Of course.
you did this with your model for some reason. I don't, why did you do that?
Do what? Did I just drop it or something?
Here, I'm gonna go back here, and you have a model in your hand,
I just
and then you just
I just
do
I
that.
just throw it behind me. I don't know if like if by then I figured the scene was already like just done and I just do it for like comedic effect for the sake of having a blooper or what.
Well, another thing that people should know is that I have not just my video saved up, but I also have every student's video saved up, including yours, Shawn, and Liam's as well. I looked through your guys' edits, and you two actually use the scene where you just threw up the marker and then let it drop. I don't know why you guys use that, because for me, I just didn't bother to place it in because it just felt weird in my edit. So
I
is
feel
it
like my edits for projects were definitely a lot more comedy focused because that's just one of the kinds of anything I watch really. Like I'm just a sucker for comedy.
Yeah, I suppose so. But like, if when it comes to like the teacher wanting to see like proper quality videos from you, you gotta do like, I was in that mindset where I gotta do like whatever I can to try to make this as good as it can, to try to
Like
make
I
good with what I've got here.
Well, yeah, that too, but I feel like as long as it wasn't like too like weirdly like done, as long as it like fit enough, I feel like I did just like putting in comedy just for the sake of I don't know, like just when the projects were all like shown to everyone, like it always just felt good to just have like every just the room just start laughing at the jokes that happened. That was always like such a good feeling. You just be like, yeah, I did a funny.
Yeah, and I remember one of the ABS news clips that wasn't used, that wasn't intended to be used. You said that you like video production basically because of all the memes that we just made in these classes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's just part of what made that class so just enjoyable. We just made a bunch of sort of inside jokes and we just yeah,
Yeah.
just a bunch of inside jokes and stuff.
Yeah, inside
Just
jokes. What?
incorporate them into a bunch of our projects and just be like, yeah, remember that really funny thing that happened that one time that just sort of took off within the class. That was funny.
Yeah, like the "ha, you're late" meme.
Like yeah, like I'm also remembering the ones that happened like in my first video production class that you weren't in. Like one of the first ones that ever happened was during one of the projects, like there was another group that was filming near us, and for some reason I just decided to just do a little side shuffle across the camera, and that was just no, and that was just sort of like I think they were like already like done filming this scene. I don't know exactly remember what was the context. All I know is like they were recording at the time, but maybe they already like screwed up the scene or something, but the camera was still rolling, and I just shuffle across the screen, and that was just known as the Shawn Shuffle from then on. And that plus a lot of other uh just sort of interclass jokes were just put into like the final project that we had.
I see.
Because my final project, like which I do actually have on my channel, was like I made like each person in our group had like a different sort of intro to the video, but then
Mm-hmm.
like the second half was all the same, made by one person in our group, one of my friends. But my intro was I did like a heavily edited like an older game theory intro, and it turned out pretty well, and I really liked it. That's one of the ones I was more proud of because that was like that just turned out so well, is like exactly how I wanted to have it, and like all it was just filled with all of the classic memes that had been made throughout the year.
I would remember that because that was one of the videos that we reacted to like 2 years ago.
Was it?
Yes, it was. I was curious about like what was the video like the destruction of Leafy or something like that, part two.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because the first one, I'm trying to remember. I think the first one was just completely my friend that made that, but he let me just use it and sort of upload it as like sort of a pseudo like part one to it.
Oh yeah, yeah, basically. And
And part two was just really good. Actually, no. Did I make part one? I might have. No, I definitely didn't. No, part one was all him, and he just let me upload that. And then the part two was one of the funniest things about part two as well was the ending was because this was made like the second part of the ending was just another like heavily edited like sort of yeah just heavily edited with sort of mixed with like fan dubbing of a Game of Thrones scene where spoiler alert Jon Snow dies. And little did we know, like, this was made before he actually came back in the show. And the funny thing is, we had, like, at the very end, it just goes the end, and then it just fades into a question mark, which was really funny because, like I said, this was made before Jon Snow came back. And the whole scene was Jon Snow's death scene. So that
I
just
see.
turned out really funny. I mean, we never made a part three, but it would have been really amazing if we did.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
that's nostalgia right there.
Anyway, before we continue on, I want to be able to ask you a nostalgia question. Do you for any chance have all your videos saved up on your computer, or
I
not?
don't remember where I saved them because couple months ago I bought an entire new SSD to put my operating system on. So I had to wipe my old one, and I don't know if I had my video saved on that or my hard drive. So it's
Oh,
very possible that those are just gone forever now. Combined with the fact that I did uninstall Premiere because I was a bad boy and used a pirated version, and Adobe was getting very mad at me for that and basically wouldn't let me use it.
like you could have just like uninstalled like Adobe Creative Cloud or something, so that you wouldn't be able to get like all the hassle from like Adobe staff members or whatnot. Because I had that issue too on, I think my old lap, I think my on my laptop. But yeah, I think you could have just bypassed it or something like that. But anyways, what the question?
There was definitely probably a way, but yeah, I probably don't have any of those files anymore. I can maybe look, but I doubt I have those files.
Yeah, just like take a look in your own time to be able to see if you do, because
I
I'm sure we would love to see them if you decide to upload them onto YouTube. But anyways, one of the projects I want to ask you about, about a couple months after we reacted to our videos, I hung out with Nick and Joe. You may remember them from your class, of course.
yeah.
And I had because Nick was working. I got Nick a job at the job that I got you at, of course. And although he only worked for 4 months because he bailed on us for Covos. um,
Ah.
anyways, so yeah, a day before I hung out with them, I asked him if I could hang out with him because that day that we filmed me, Nick, and Joe reacting to our videos was actually a day when my mom wanted me out of the house for a little bit because there was an infestation of bugs in my house, and she was gonna come over and like use some sort of spray that could kill all the bugs. But the spray would be so toxic that I would need to be out of the house anyways. So I was able to hang out with Nick and Joe at Nick's house. And when I was about to show them my music video, Now here's the thing. Do you remember your music video, Shawn?
Yes, and that was the one that the teacher himself said it was the worst video that had ever been submitted for any project.
Please tell us, what was the music video about?
It had a total of like 2 scenes that we filmed, and it was some stupid meme song about like Star Fox the barrel roll. And it was like the dumbest thing ever, and we did it just as a complete joke. And out of everyone in our group, like we did it in front of a green screen. I was the only person in the whole group that bothered to use the green screen.
Oh, wow.
And to this day, as far as I remember, the teacher claims that that was the worst project that has ever been submitted.
Oh my god, wow. Uh, yeah, that kind of intrigued me because I was like with Nick and Joe about it when I was about to show them my music video. And then Nick showed me basically because he told me that he wanted to make fun of you guys for doing it, so he made a rip-off version of him rolling from the green screen.
Yeah, we just rolled across the ground and the green screen. We did it as such a joke, and it was so just. I mean, it did its job. It was funny at the time. And it's even funnier now just remembering that it was like the worst video that had ever been
I really wish
submitted. It makes me a little bit proud of just the level of terrible it was.
You know, I actually really wish now that you could actually find your videos if they have been saved. Because I really want to see.
The only videos I ever saved to my computer was the ABS one, news one, because that one was I planned on finishing it at home because I never finished it at school. I didn't get to finish it in time.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only one I ever put on a flash drive and download to my computer. Wait, flash drive? I might still have it on a flash drive.
Well, we have to check it after we finish off with this video, but I just wanted to ask you about the barrel roll music video meme that you guys did. Because, you know, you were paired up with Joe on that, and, yeah, I was also told it was the worst video that our teacher has ever seen, which you have confirmed that indeed.
Yes.
Okay, now that we got our, intermission out of the way, talking about, like, our old projects and whatnot, let's continue off with showing some clips here, which isn't much. I think it's about, 7 more, so we should be good.
3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
I'm a professor of birdology. I'm studying the tendencies of these so-called
Birdology.
to kill your friends.
Yeah, you said, I am Professor of Birdology that study the tendencies of these
Professor.
so-called caterpillars that killed your friends. And then this clip, like, I was wondering if I should say something, and Liam said you can, but we decided to use the shot anyways because it was good enough. Wait, should I say something else?
You can.
Yeah.
I
should've said
forgot.
something else.
I did the little Dukes of Hazzard slide.
Oh, the one that you just did right here? Wait, should I say something
Yeah,
else?
it's the little Dukes of Hazzard slide.
Yeah, you probably
That
just
was
did that
cool.
just for the funs and stuff.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Tres, dos, uno.
Liam speaking all Spanish again. But I understand that it meant 3, 2, 1, go, but... Yeah, there's nothing special about the scene. It's just me walking downstairs and it's just finding a seat to get closer, which definitely helped so that you could hear more of the audio, at least your voice. I probably should have just gone to the first water so that it would be better. I'm not sure.
Cut.
Anyway, welcome back, and I probably should have just set up the first floor so that we could get as much audio quality as we could. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Now, before I can explain this, I must go fetch my marker. Right here.
Just got your marker right there.
Now, the basics of birdology are as such. I can't think of anything at the moment.
Yep. And that's what happens when you do improv. I can't think of anything to say.
Yes, exactly. I mean, like, if we're doing improv and like that we don't have as much time to think about what to do, how are we supposed to get through this at a good pace? Or in a good way, that is.
Sheer luck of thinking of a half-decent line, that's what.
Yeah, either you got lucky in the next take that we did, or that Liam told you about what to say. I don't remember what it was because we didn't record that part, but either Liam told you what to say in the next take, or that you actually got lucky and thought of what to say in terms of birdology.
It was probably just something I thought of.
By altering the bird DNA here,
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna try to decipher like what you say because I can hear it and you could possibly barely hear it.
I can probably barely hear it.
Yeah, so you say here.
now, by altering the bird DNA here,
By altering the bird DNA here,
Wait, I can actually hear myself. That's surprising.
train the birds to do whatever we please.
we have been able to train the birds to do
Train.
whatever we please.
Anything from fetching items from
Anything from fetching items to dog poop. Wait, did you actually say dog
what?
poop there?
I don't remember saying that.
It sounded like it sounded to me that you said dog poop, but why would you fetch items from dog poop? Unless you said something else, and I just couldn't think of what it
probably
was.
said something else.
It may have because how realistically
highly
that you fetch items from dog poop?
I highly doubt I said that. Even as a joke, I highly doubt I would say that.
Well, it sounded to me that you said that. I know you probably didn't say that, but I can't think of any other word that would make this sound like poop. I don't know.
places,
You say dark places, like fetching items from dark places,
or to even, for instance, attack people when threatened.
or to even, for instance, attack people, such as threatening them. I mean,
Attack
I was
people when they feel threatened? Probably.
I was. Oh yeah. You probably said when they feel threatened or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was surprised I was able to decipher that, like when I was looking back just recently.
Now, you've seen what that's like firsthand. No, undoubtedly.
Now, you've seen what it's like firsthand. Now, undoubtedly.
But with the breakthrough medical research,
But with the breakthrough medical research,
we have been able to do many more things since then.
we have been able to do many more things since then.
And we have even been able to start training them to be soldiers. Now that could be wonderful.
I think you actually heard that time, with you saying, we have been able to start training them to be soldiers. Now that could be wonderful. Would that actually be wonderful? Bird soldiers actually being made?
Probably not.
I know people wouldn't want that, but for a crazed bird professor such as you would definitely want that.
Emphasis on the word crazed.
Now use it! What? What are you doing in my classroom all of a sudden?
Nothing.
Oh no, not mine classroom.
This is mine! This is mine! I missed again!
I missed again.
Okay, now you never told me this, but why were you trying to attack Liam Dale?
That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to.
Really? You don't even know the answer to your own intentions.
It was 4 years ago.
Okay, yes, I
We
know
had
it's 4
less
years
than
ago.
an hour to make it. How am I going to remember anything other than bird?
Oh my god. I can't believe you don't even know your own intentions for attacking people, apparently.
Crazy scientist reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that. Or maybe you just saw him like right by the camera and then you just decided, hey, I'm gonna have fun by attacking him and whatnot.
It's possible.
Maybe that's the illogical reason, but
That's a key slot.
you say that he's gone now, but he also threw a tissue box at me.
You have seen too much of my master plan. Therefore, you must die.
Therefore you must die.
For God's sake, no.
Perish.
You're not doing this to me.
And now I see that you were trying to attack me as well. And I know this wasn't on camera, but I tried to run as fast as I could towards the door. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this actually happened, but I think it might have hurt my shoulder because it sounded like a hard hit in the clip. I might have. I don't know, but I'm fine
It might
now.
have just been. It might have just been me hitting the door. I don't know.
I actually, I think what actually came up in my mind. I don't know if you actually hit me or not. I don't know. I don't even know if you were close to me, like when I was running from you. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Apparently, we don't know. Apparently,
No.
and this proves that I shouldn't have to badger you on trying to remember stuff when really I don't even remember some of the stuff either. So, call me a hypocrite.
Scheiße, he got away again. How can I lose 2 students in one day? I don't know. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
Yeah.
Me when I'm asked why I don't remember it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And by the way, what was that accent you were speaking with? Was that like a German accent?
German. That was a 100% German accent. Stereotypical crazy German scientist.
I see. I see. All right, we got 3 more. We got 3 more clips here to go through. So, yeah.
Bird, scribbles, and DNA. Yes.
And this shows Liam. I would
No,
say that he's the actual professor here. It shows him like erasing this as to like show that he doesn't approve of this being made.
Not Bird.
Although like I remember. I think after this clip was shot, we choreographed the scene where you were gonna attack Liam. So we had to try to redraw everything. I don't know if everything, but we just had to redraw the DNA part, so that like you could try to confront him about removing your research and stuff. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh yeah, it was only the DNA part. Okay.
What are you doing to my research? Who are you? I'm the professor.
No, I'm the professor.
No, you are not. Eh.
Is that a marker?
That was a marker.
He threw
Is that a marker?
at me.
Maybe.
Dog.
Yeah, you
How
said
dare
that
you fight
that
back.
you said that he was a terrible thrower, but also in a realistic point of sense here, how is he supposed to throw it up that high towards you? You were up at a high level, and I don't think it was possible for an object to be thrown at you that high.
You do that by being a good thrower, obviously. Clearly, I'm right.
Well, I mean, like realistically, I don't think it's that possible. But I mean, you do you. You think what you think, I guess.
Get out of my way. That's you. There you are. Out. Out. Out.
Out.
All my valuable research. God. Perhaps it was a bad idea to write it all on whiteboard.
It might have been a bad idea if you don't want people knowing about it. And actually, this clip continues on because I didn't bother to stop recording until like 40 seconds later. Because, I don't know if you watched my episodes, you probably haven't already, but I just press record on random moments because I just want to have fun. I want to mess around, in these certain projects, so there you go. I mean, you have seconds of footage wasted because I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to just mess around with you guys and stuff.
We should do some matched action of that scene.
Like what?
I threw a Phoenix box at him and attempted to murder him. We should do a matched action of that.
Yeah, you suggested do a max action of you throwing a tissue box at me.
Me?
So
Or
yeah.
Spencer?
I threw it at Spencer.
When?
He saw too much of my research because I foolishly explained it all to him.
Alright, so Spencer.
Wait a minute.
Oh, hey, I explained
I guess
why.
stop recording.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
I see. I explained the foolish logic.
Yeah, judging by that voice crack Liam had, he was surprised, but I want to say like irritated and more disappointed that I kept recording. at least I got some behind the scenes footage of you like getting the idea of doing a match action shot of you throwing a tissue box at me. So that was nice. which is actually the last shot that we ever did for this project.
In 3, 2, 1.
And that's basically it for our second 45-minute video, aka birdology. And I can finally stop streaming, like sharing my screen, so that you can get back your internet. Although, like, okay, I'm not gonna like screen share this, but I am gonna like send you a picture on Discord because when we look back on this video 2 years ago, I was looking back on the footage that we did, and it brought an idea to me that when you said that Bird Soldiers was the greatest idea that you have ever came up with, it inspired me to commission my online brother to create a drawing to actually make this happen. I have showed you this before. You probably forgot about
Yes,
it, but
you have. I remember of it, but I don't quite remember what the image was.
well, that's why I have everything saved up. And I'm gonna be able to show it to you if I could even find it here. Let's see here. Where is it? You all seeing all my pictures apparently, guys. For those of you watching, because this is on my computer screen. Here it is. I'll show you all to you guys. Why after I send this over? Yeah, there you go, Shawn. There's your picture.
Oh no, the birds.
Everyone, this is a picture that I commissioned. This is of you leading an army of bird soldiers.
It is actually, I remember this. It is really well done.
Do you have any other opinions other than saying that it's really well done? Or not? You probably don't. But that's fine. Now you have it, so you can keep it. You can have this as a background to be to look at the greatest idea you have ever came up with. That is Bird
That is
Soldiers.
my phone background.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I said I could.
Oh, you could. Okay. Well, feel free to. I mean, we won't stop you. Do whatever you want with it. This was a gift towards you after a while. This was a gift. So yeah, basically what's happening here in this picture, there's you on a balcony. I tried to be really specific about what I envisioned as well. And I had to make sure I double check with him to be able to make sure that this is you. Like, I think I had to screenshot a picture of you to be able to make sure that this would be you rather than me. And yeah, there's birds with red eyes to indicate bird soldiers. And if you take a look at some of the other designs, I don't know if you watch this anime. It's called Nichiju, or My Ordinary Life in English. There was a bird that, yeah, Nichiju. Like,
I have heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
Well, to summarize it up, it's just basically a group of high school girls, along with some other students, going about their ordinary lives, along with some hilarity happening in the episodes as well. There was one episode where they actually had this bird design, like the bird right here. He decided to also use this design to indicate bird soldiers, because I mean, like, if you look at the design, it's like, it's pointy right there. Yeah. It's like what? A pencil shaped? Yeah, pencil shaped. That's what they are. Yeah, so we have you leading army bird soldiers, and who this guy right here is actually one of my voice actor friends. His name is Retrosity. He's a good friend of mine. He also can be meme-tastic, I would say. But the reason I put him in here was because I actually told him about this idea beforehand, before I commissioned this. I asked his opinion on like how he would feel about bird soldiers, and he said that he would feel terrified. So there we go. We have that. And another thing about this is that he kept this afraid face as his Twitter icon for about 6 months. He used this icon for about 6 months. Probably because he told me that he didn't bother. Probably because he told me that he didn't bother to change it, apparently. But yeah, I was so surprised that he used this for that long. It might have been shorter than that, or it might have been longer, who knows. I don't even know what your design is supposed to be here is. It looks like a shirt well, I mean, it's a ship, but like some sort of coat with a tie, and then they have you wear like camouflage pants with boots apparently.
I mean, it doesn't look like sort of like a cult, more like it just looks like a sort of like military uniform type thing.
Oh yeah, because of the military hat as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the beret, the camo pants.
yeah, camouflage pants. Well, I mean, like this was somewhat in his vision about like how to dress you up as. So like, I mean, like if you want to, I know you said feel free to commission this whatever however you want, but I should have asked you that if it was gonna be me, I should have asked you what clothes you wanted to wear for this.
I
I don't.
probably wouldn't have any real like preference anyway.
I see. I see. Well, I really hope that you enjoy this drawing that I got for you to be able to
It's
make your vision come
fantastic.
to be able to make your vision come to life in art form. By the way, and I'm glad to say this is fantastic because you worked hard on this.
I can see.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's our second 40-minute video, and that's the first time, recording-wise, that I have gotten a guest here to take part in this commentary with me. So thank you for being here, Shawn. Thank you for
Ooh, I
talking
feel
about this.
honored if I'm the first.
Well, well, I mean, like it's not gonna be first in published-wise, but you are the first in recording-wise. So
Ah,
yeah, so yeah,
even still.
I guess so. But thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I might get you up again so that we can talk about ABS News. If the third person decides to bail out apparently, then I guess then we can just talk about ABS News as the two of us. I will warn you, however, because there's a lot of footage, because it's a short film, we're gonna be here for a
Yeah.
lot longer than however long we recorded this episode.
Oh yeah. This was just a little thing and 45-minute video. Yeah, it felt like we were talking about it for 45 minutes.
Yeah, actually, let me see how long we recorded for. A little bit past 45 minutes, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, if we're gonna talk about ABS News, we're gonna be here for a long while,
Oh
longer
yeah.
than an hour.
That would be a while.
Yeah, that is if my friend that is gonna be Lane Hilger, by the way. He said that he'll have time in December, but I'm not sure about that. If he decides to bail out, then it will just be the two of us talking about it. But just be prepared for this, because there's a lot of ground to cover for this. Which will be a while, of course, from now, since I still got some other things to record. But yeah. Anyways, thanks for being here again, Shawn, and thank you guys, the viewers, for watching this episode of the Developers Commentary series. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to watch more videos such as this one or various others on this channel in the future.
Like
Anyway,
and
guys.
subscribe, click that notification bell, all the other YouTube jazz.
Oh yeah, be sure to subscribe to my friend Shawn, aka Fallen Ranger, if you want to check out his videos, if he decides to
All
upload
like
any.
3 of my videos, and yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you should
Not
come up with a
sure
developers commentary series of your own if you decide to do so.
not sure what I plan to do with my YouTube channel. Might just be something like stream highlights once I actually eventually start streaming, or VODs, or both. Who knows?
Well, we'll see.
I don't have the work ethic to actually make my own like edited videos and projects.
Maybe I can do them for you if you need help.
I have a friend who would be down to like edit stuff. It's just actually making proper videos. I'm not sure I'd really want to do. I kind of just like the idea of just I stream and then I have my buddy edit like stream highlights.
Yeah, I would know. I would know for sure. But like, still, if you need any help with videos, I'd be open to do so.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyways, guys, that's enough time wasted. Thanks for watching. You have a good night, and we'll see you next time for another episode of the Developer Commentary series. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.